Yeah.
All right.
New theme music, everybody.
New official theme music.
Yep. You want to give the shout out or should I give the shout out?
It's all you.
All right. Shout out to Kai Blackwood and the Tokyo Death Squad for supplying our new tunes.
Yeah.
Much appreciated. That is
Awesome.
Apologies Make Lousy Parachutes off of In From the Dark Side by Kai Blackwood and Tokyo Death Squad. Check them out on Spotify, Amazon, pretty much wherever you can get music, you can get their stuff. So
absolutely.
Cool. Thanks, Kai.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right. So part 2. Let me start this episode by saying that I don't know if I said this last week. I don't think I did. I think I might have told you. But 90% of podcasts don't make it past episode 3. This is episode 5. So
woohoo, we're doing good.
We're doing great. We just got to get people to listen to it because we can go to episode 100 if nobody's listening.
Right.
It doesn't matter. But yeah. All right. So we're on part 2 of Cryptids.
Part 2.
First, let's talk about the week.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm going to move to where do they not have taxes? Is that Switzerland? Sweden?
Somewhere up there, yeah.
Somewhere over there. That's where I'm moving to.
Oh, perfect.
I just did my taxes, and despite the fact that I had an extra $60 a week taken out on top of what they already take out, and your mother had, I don't know how much, but also extra money taken out, I still owe the federal government another $2,000.
How?
Because they just fucking take. It's horseshit and it sucks.
Yeah, the system's faulty.
Yeah, you'd be astonished if you knew what I paid between income taxes, Medicare, Social Security, and property taxes. You'd shit.
Yep.
You'd shit. It makes me want to drive a bus full of special needs kids off a fucking cliff. I don't know why I picked special needs kids. Sorry, special needs kids.
Because we hate everybody equally.
I could spree kill every human being on the fucking planet and not feel bad.
Right. Oh yeah. Thank God we got that recorded.
But hurt a dog, and I'm pissed.
Well, are you all done?
Venting?
You're done bitching?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I could tell stories for days. What do you got?
Well, we gotta move on. Speaking of murder sprees,
we have a podcast to do.
No, we might have a serial killer in Connecticut.
Oh, I heard this. Not a lot, but what do you know? Because I heard very little.
I don't know a lot either. I'm trying to look for the thing I sent you.
You sent me?
Yeah, the WTNH thing. You're like, oh no, save that for the podcast.
Oh yeah. I looked at it. I looked at the front page. That's. I had heard a little bit about it before. I kind of looked at the front page. I saw Danielson was all I saw in like 2 other towns.
Yeah. I just found it. So it's from WTNH.com. It's rumors swirl about possible serial killer after multiple human remains found along Connecticut shoreline. Police do not think so because, of course, they don't.
That's always the party line. It's always, no, let's not jump the gun. There's no evidence it's a serial killer.
Well, they don't want to cause any panic, which is totally understandable.
Right. Next thing you know, Ted Bundy's shoving your fucking daughter into a van.
Yeah. So it starts with the sign says no trespassing on the gate, but it appears that it is exactly what someone did at the end of Woodward Street in Danielson, where human remains were found Wednesday. This is from posted yesterday, April 11th. Yeah. No, 2 days ago. Sorry. That disturbing discovery is not the only one in or near Eastern Connecticut. Other remains were found in the city of Groton and just over the state line in Foster, Rhode Island. It would seem that there's a pattern, and that's scary, said a woman who did not want to be identified. She did it. And then it just says any information. The police are like, oh, they don't want to rush to judgment, but there's something sketchy going on.
They'll be looking at me after my last sentence about spree killing everybody.
Exactly.
I'm expecting a knock on my door now.
Come on, knock on my door. Cops are waiting for you. So I think it was like right after we talked about that, I was scrolling through Facebook, and someone had posted a picture of some names, dates, and stuff as like, hey, watch out, women, something's going on. It says Christy Lynn, 3625, 40 miles off the coast of Massachusetts, embalmed body found with numerous cancerous tumors. 31925, Hoodcroft County Club in Derry, New Hampshire, skeletal remains were found. 3/19/25, cemetery on Mitchell Street in Groton, Connecticut, human remains found. No
Wait,
shit.
Hold up. That's not surprising.
Oh, it was probably like on top of a grave, like it didn't get there yet.
Oh no, the crack detectives found remains at a cemetery. Where'd they get the name of the victim on the headstone?
Yeah, right. 3/25/25, Rock Creek Road in New Haven, Connecticut. So when I first read this, I saw Dennis Leary's remains found behind house, but it's Denise Leary's.
Yeah.
Denise Leary's remains found behind house. She has been missing since September of 2024. 3/26/25, Plainfield Pike in Foster, Rhode Island. Michelle Romano remains found in wooded area. 3/31/25, Revere Beach in Mass, body found in water off the coast of Beach.
So So I'm sorry, they're finding these things within days of each other.
Yeah, it starts the 3/6.
Holy shit.
4/2/25, 50 Island Street Apartments in Lawrence, Massachusetts, in Merrimack River, male body found. 4/7/25 in Groton, Stephen Gush missing since 3/29/25. And the last one is, oh shit, I just lost my place. There we go. 4/9/25, Woodward Street in Killingly, Connecticut, human remains were found. So this is within a month from 3/6 to 4/9. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sets of remains found along our shoreline.
Stephen gushing blood.
Yeah. Well, they don't have remains. He's been missing.
What's maybe he did it. What's prompting them to be looking for these bodies? Like, if they've got to be looking for these, then they've got to have something that's leading them to look for these. If they're finding them in succession like this, this is you don't hear about them, coincidentally finding this many bodies in this kind of time frame if it's not related.
Right. Well, that's any true crime person kind of sees that. Anytime something is found, all of a sudden more somethings are found. I think it's just the way it works, or maybe these were, just occurring and now they're starting to like link them, so now they're throwing them in the news story where it's like, okay, well, we found this one the other day, kind of looks like the same as this one over here. So we only start hearing about it, I think, until they start kind of putting the pieces together. So we'll, I'd like to keep tabs on this if we can.
Yeah, 100%.
Just because
the problem is that things like this tend to disappear from the news for like weeks at a time after the initial.
Right. Well, that's why I wanted to bring it up here as like we're hopefully one of the first to report on it.
We cracked the case.
Yeah,
It
was my dad.
If you want to come along, I'm gonna hit a cemetery tomorrow, see if I can find some remains.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they're linked.
Yeah, probably. All right. Well, we're not talking about serial killers today. We are back to cryptids, but I figured it'd be a good place to start. So let's.
Cool. Well, actually, really quick on the topic of cryptids, before we jump into ours, kind of a little segue. Do you have a cryptid sighting in your background? Can you think of anything that you've seen that maybe I have a couple that go way back to childhood, but
no, I mean, my wife in the morning. Am I right?
Zing!
I'm just kidding. I love you, Abby. No, I don't think so. I mean, I'll get into it when I talk about one of my cryptids. I think it wasn't like I didn't see anything, but it just has to do with the what I'm talking about. So,
yeah, I saw a caterpillar. This is up in Mechanicville, New York, when I was
caterpillar
6, 7 years old.
Great cryptid.
Terrifying. It looked like okay, so basically a green, like a giant inchworm.
So like a caterpillar
with a black horn on the front of its head. This is a real caterpillar. What made it
sounds like a fucking Pokemon.
It looked like a fucking Pokemon. What made it cryptid-ish to me is the size of it. Now I've since looked this up, and it's like a monarch caterpillar or something. I forget what it's called. I actually looked it up last week, and my brain is shot, so I can't remember. But I should see if I can pull one up. Bear with me for a second here.
Bearing with you. We have to be better at vamping when we do look up certain stuff, so that there's no dead space.
Well, it's not the monarch, so
you're wrong.
Me, I'm wrong. So we can just edit this out. But anyway, just do a fucking search for green caterpillar with black horn, and you'll see it.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I can do that while I'm on here.
I was
Green
going to say
caterpillar with horn. Green caterpillar with horn. Yeah, see, it wasn't like this. It was kind of like that, but not really. So anyway, I'm not gonna pull up pictures. Maybe another time. Maybe
the hornworm caterpillar. Type that in. Take a look at that. See
hornworm caterpillar.
Yeah.
Hornworm caterpillar. The only thing better than this is dead space. No, see, that's what I was getting. This isn't what I got last time.
No, okay.
No, but in any case, so it was a green caterpillar with a black horn on its head. But this thing was fucking huge. I mean, the one that I looked up can grow to I think they said like 3 inches. This thing had to have been 6 inches, and it had to be 1.5 inches around. This thing was fucking huge. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, you were a little kid, and it's like when you're a little kid and you tell your family about that giant rock you used to play on, and then you go and try to show your family when you're all grown up, and it goes up to your knees.
Right.
And like, that's the big rock you were talking about? And like, well, it was big when I was a kid.
Yeah, right.
But this isn't like this is a vivid memory.
All right.
The other thing I saw, and actually,
before we get into that other one, hold that thought. I will be right back. We will edit this span of time out, but I will be right back. Just give me one second.
We should leave it.
Yeah, we'll leave it. Just talk about something.
talk amongst yourselves, people.
All right. How did your vamping go?
I ate some of my burger.
Oh, yeah? Well,
yeah.
Funny enough, I was out getting my dinner.
Oh,
because fuck New Haven pizza, fucking Domino's. And just so you guys don't think it's fake, look at that.
It's fake.
Fucking new.
It's still fake pizza.
Oh, look. Extra cheese, bacon, pineapple. I'm going to fuck this up.
You fucked it up. You fucked it up as soon as you put pineapple on it.
Oh, no. Fucking. Oh, I cannot wait for this podcast to be over just so I can eat this.
For those of you,
I'll eat one on air for you guys so you guys can fucking suck it.
For those of you listening on Spotify, Christian just took delivery of a Domino's pizza, which he still to this day claims is the best.
It is, in fact, the best. It is the best fast food pizza. I do like real pizza, everybody. From people that I've talked to, they're like, oh, you think it's better than New Haven? Yes, I do think it's better than New Haven. Do I think it's the best pizza? No, it is the best fast food pizza. It is one that I prefer.
Let's not rehash our least listened to episode.
Why? Go back and listen to it, fuckers.
That's right. Yeah. Then you know what we're talking about.
Right.
Yeah. If you have no point of context, it's only because you suck.
All right. So where were we?
So we were talking about cryptids that I have seen about my giant horny caterpillar. Not horny. Like it didn't try to fuck me. I don't think. I was a kid though. I might have been down. Oh, Jesus Christ. We just go full circle again.
Finger fucking kids in the park.
Now the caterpillars fucking kids in the park. And then I have one more. And my brother's, well, the one that I'm still in constant contact with, still breaks my balls to this day. We had a pond, and it was on our property, and there were muskrats, there was snapping turtles in the fucking pond. We used to fish in the pond. There was a fucking frog in this pond, and I'm standing at on the bank of the pond, and there's a rock where I'm looking down, and sitting on the fucking rock is a fucking frog that had to be a foot long. I'm not joking. I'm not exaggerating. This fucking thing was huge. This fucking thing, like when
it's a really big frog. It's a huge frog. It's a very big frog.
Biggest frog? No bigger frog.
There's no bigger frog.
When I was looking down on it, you know how like bullfrogs, I don't know if you ever tried to catch a bullfrog when you were a kid, but like as soon as they see you, like fuck this, and they're fucking out of there. I had a computer and 5 fingers and a palm. This fucking thing saw me and fucking took off. It shot, and I just remember these fucking like shooting.
Like, did it just stand up and be like, "See you later"? And
no, it was on the thing, like going like facing out toward the pond, but I know it could see me just because frogs do. They know you're there.
They have eyes.
So it sees me walk over, and I'm standing over it. I don't know if you thought I was going to try to catch it, but I'm not touching this fucking thing. I don't care how cool it is. And it shot back to the middle of the pond. I never went in that fucking pond again. Never.
Jesus.
Never. I ran back. I'm like, I saw a frog this big. And I was like, oh, yeah, you saw a frog this big. I'm like, fuck off.
All right. So the two cryptid sightings you have is a caterpillar and a frog.
Okay.
Cool.
Very scary caterpillar and a large frog.
A caterpillar that finger fucked kids, and then a bullfrog that did what frogs do and run away when they see a human. Cool.
Go enjoy your ass pizza.
Oh, I will.
Okay.
Oh, I will.
So back to cryptids.
Yes, real cryptids.
So really
real fake
fake animals. Yeah, I'm pretty sure my giant frog is more real than any of these. In fact, I know it is. A real quick shout out to Jamie and Wilmer. My apologies.
Yes,
I was going to do the chupacabra just because you guys requested it. However, I chose not to. After looking into it further, that's an episode on its own. So I think we're going to save that one down the road. We're going to do a nice big episode on just the chupacabra and the many iterations thereof from the 80s to now, and really kind of put the time into it that most likely true, wink wink, cryptid deserves.
Well, I'm going to hear about it at work.
So, and to Dave, the Wukalar.
I looked it up.
It's from a movie.
That's what I got.
It is definitely the coolest looking fake cryptid ever. That's redundant. The coolest looking fake animal ever.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to start today, or you want me to start?
It doesn't matter.
Why don't you start? Because I'd like to, if I can, close out with my heavy hitter.
Okay. So I know I had stories for the last two. For this one today, I don't have a story I wrote. I have a story that has been written. The topic is going to be Irish fairies.
Right up your alley.
I figured you were going to say something, but I'll get into it. I went to Ireland for my honeymoon, and one of our tour people that we had gave us a little like history lesson on what the fairies are like in Ireland, and it was really, really super intriguing. So that's why I kind of followed up on it, and doing this research, it's crazy. There's a whole lore behind it. Like we explained last time, these are technically cryptids because people actually believe that these things are real. So let me get into it. It is a poem it's called The Fairies by William Allingham. You probably recognized it. I assume it's famous. It actually starts with something from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Excuse me. Remember when that creepy guy comes out of the gate and he goes up the airy mountain, down the rushing glen? Right? Is that the creepy guy? No one go. Whatever. I'm pretty sure it's from Willy Wonka. But it's actually the start of this poem. So the fairies. Up the airy mountain, down the rushy glen, we daren't go a hunting for fear of little men. We folk, good folk, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and a gray cock's feather. I knew you were going to do that. Down along the rocky shore, some make their home. They live on crispy pancakes of yellow tide foam. Some in the reeds of the black mountain lake, with frogs for their watchdogs, all night awake. High on the hilltop, the old king sits. He is now so old and gray, he's nigh lost his wits. With a bridge of white mist, Columkill he crosses on his stately journeys from Slieveleague to Bosses, or going up with music on cold, starry nights to sup with the queen of the gay northern lights.
Oh, gay?
I probably should have read this first and learned the words. They stole little Bridget for 7 years long. When she came down again, her friends were all gone. They took her lightly back between the night and morrow. They thought that she was fast asleep, but she was dead with sorrow. They have kept her ever since, deep within the lakes, on a bed of flagon leaves, watching till she wakes. By the craggy hillside, through the mosses bare, they have planted thorn trees for pleasure here and there. Is any man so daring to dig up one in spite, he shall find the thornies set in his bed at night. Up the airy mountain, down the rushy glen, we daren't go a hunting for fear of little men. We folk, good folk, trooping all together, green jacket, red cap, and gray cock's feather.
Green jacket, yellow jacket. Who gives a shit?
So I don't know if you notice, it starts out all like, little people, great. And then they end up stealing a girl, Bridget. And then putting thorns in beds if you like dig up the fairy mounds, which is actually where I'll start. These are the Ishis, which means the fairy, the folk of the fairy mounds.
It also means one in Japanese.
Yeah, huh? There are multiple stories to show the origin of the Ishi. One of the origins is that they are fallen angels. This is the Christianized version. But the one I prefer is this one. It was told to us on our tour in Ireland. That's what kind of got me into it. The Ishi came right after the battle between the Tuatha De Danann and the mortal Malaysians who came from Iberia. The Tuatha were supposedly human gods that were tangible beings, as opposed to like the omnipotent ethereal gods. These were actual beings. They say they were immortals who were able to walk both planes of the mortal world and the other world. It's literally called the other world. That's where they came from. The Tuatha De Danann weren't very happy with the loss of their homeland after losing to the Malaysians, and they were able to come and go, and they were able to come and go as they pleased in the realms before it got taken over. After the Malaysians defeated them, the Tuatha were able to convince them into living in 2 fairy mounds. These are called She. And these are legit things. You can see these around the landscape in Ireland. There's actually these mounds. These mounds would allow them to travel between realms like they were used to. They're often protected by hawthorn or oak trees, like the poem says. The thornies, they're protected by these trees. So usually with the mounds, you'll see those type of trees around, and hey, don't go near those. That's a fairy mound. However, the freedom of movement to travel between both worlds was very much disliked by the Malaysian descendants down the line. So over time, as their revenge, they basically took away their status as gods throughout their own narrative. So they, instead of having these Tuatha as gods, the Malaysians kind of rewrote it, and they were like, they're nobodies. They're littler people. The Ishi are not known to have any ethnicity or race. They are just seen as beautiful men and women who are immortals.
That's why they're called Hishis.
Ishis. I'm probably butchering it. I'm going off of I think it was Wikipedia had like the pronunciation. It's EESS capital SHEE. So I think it's Ishis.
Which is similar to our newest cryptid, the Hishi.
Oh my god.
By the way, Malaysian is just Spanish for bad Asian.
It's not Malaysian. It's Malaysian, like MILE, Malaysian. So I'm probably butchering that too.
Are you a fucking teacher? Don't step on my fucking jokes. Just go with
sorry.
Malaysian.
Where was I? They have no ethnicity or race. They are just seen as beautiful men and women who are immortal. These fairies, however, are not the happy-go-lucky Tinkerbell type fairies that we know from pop culture. There are actually a few different kinds. The first one, funny enough, is the Banshee. The Banshee is a type of fae, of Irish fairy. The Banshee, which is also another cryptid, is a wailing, screaming woman who is associated with upcoming death. They are usually seen wearing a white gown,
bridal gowns,
hair, yeah, with white gowns, red hair, and pale skin.
Hold on, holy shit, that's your mother.
Yeah, yeah, right. Maybe she's a Banshee. The second one is the leprechaun. We all know what the leprechaun is. They're the little people with little hats and little green suits.
What do you call a female leprechaun? Don't say it.
A leprechaun.
You said it.
Oh, you can make fun of he, she's, but I can't say cunt. Come on.
Well,
it's a word. If you don't like it, get over it.
What are we gonna do? Offend 40 people?
Not even 40 people don't even watch this.
Yeah. The people who aren't us listening to this 15 times each.
The next one is the puka. It is known for its mischievous nature as well as shape-shifting. It can turn into a bunch of different animals, but it usually shows itself as a black horse with fire red eyes. It's known for being a bit of a prankster to humans. However, it is innocent. It just likes to have fun. But usually they help guide lost travelers and protect animals. The next one is the Doulahan. This fairy is terrifying. It is seen as a headless horseman carrying its own head in a lantern. He is usually associated with death and darkness, and if you see him, prepare for death because it's on the way. Another terrifying one, also brought up in the poem, are the changelings. These are the really, really nasty ones. They are malevolent and super mischievous. They are known to steal children and replace them with their own kind, shaping them to resemble the kid they stole. That's actually more along the lines of the fairies that the Irish believe. So these fairy mounds, the Shee, where they live, they're very, very important to the people of Ireland. They're all over the grassy countryside, and they're some of them are actually designated as protected lands. So like these Irish people are the Irish really, really think that like if you fuck with these, something bad is going to happen. And they can't, they're not meddled with, they're protected. The fear is that if they do, bad luck will fall on whoever disturbs the mound. It is believed that Sean Quinn, the richest man in Ireland, at one point was ruined financially when he actually moved a fairy mound. The same is said for the financial devastation of John DeLorean. Again, with the same thing, he moved a fairy mound, and they cursed him, which is what's said that happens. So from my trip to Ireland, I saw one of the Kennedy's ancestors' graves, which was pretty cool. And our tour guide said that when the Kennedys were still living in Ireland, before they emigrated, they destroyed a fairy mound. The fairies that lived inside cursed them, and from then on, the Kennedy curse started. So that's the lore behind the Kennedy curse, is that one of JFK's ancestors moved a fairy mound, and it caused, obviously we know the assassination of him and his brother, and just the bad luck around them.
They kicked the mound. Get Oswald on the phone.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, and that's the Ishi. There's so much to them. I really had to like pick and choose what I wanted to do. But yeah, they're very cool. It's not the, like I said, fairies. We think like cool stuff. No, these things are fucking. They're scary. They're mischievous. They're not fun. So yeah.
No shit. I think they suck.
A little bit.
I was doing some research while you were doing yours, and I actually have footage of them attacking.
Oh my god.
Yeah, hold on a sec. Let me.
Yeah. Well, while you're doing that, I just remembered I said I would talk about it. So there is a place in Maine. I forget where it is. I'll have to ask Abby. But there's trails and stuff. It's called, I believe it's like the Fairy Path or something. But you walk on it, and it looks, someone built these like fairy huts and stuff. And like there's all these mushrooms around, and it looks like little people actually built these things. It's very, very cool, very crazy. And yeah, that's what kind of got me into the whole fairy thing. It's like, they're kind of always there, they're kind of always watching, but they're kind of in their own in their own little world, because they can travel between our world and their world. So yeah, they're pretty interesting, pretty cool.
I don't know if it's gonna let me do it. Let me do it. All right, let's see if this will share.
Yeah.
Is that up? There we go.
Here is Mester of Germany, his first attempt in the javelin in the F41 category. And he's hurled that one well beyond 30 meters, nearer to.
That is the Ishii attacking an unsuspecting Irishman.
I
hope it's worth the wait.
It was. It was.
That's awesome. So I did learn to don't eat the yellow tide foam.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Little tiny creatures suck.
Yeah. They're just creepy. And the fact that they can shapeshift, they can steal your kid and then transform into it.
What is it with stealing
like
kids?
They're small too. I don't know.
I think 90% of Irish folklore is just to keep kids in line.
That's a lot of folklore is. It's, don't go out. Or I want to do one when we do ghosts and stuff called, it's the La Llorona.
Yeah.
That supposedly steals kids too. La Llorona, La Llorona, whatever.
Yeah. Llorona. My Sharona. All right, cool. So let me get into mine. We have a couple more to get here. So I will not waste any more time. Without further ado, we're going to talk about the thing I hate most in the world.
People.
The thing I hate second most in the world. We're going to talk about snakes.
Ugh.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about any snakes. We're going to talk about giant snakes.
Ooh, like the basilisk?
No, like big motherfuckers.
Okay.
Anybody who knows me knows I hate snakes.
Mm-hmm. Snakes are gross.
I don't like them. I fucking hate them. I fucking hate them. I'm going to go to bed tonight, like looking under my covers just because I'm talking about them now. And the research I did, I had to look at pictures and I got all some information. I don't know when it happened. I used to make fun of my mother-in-law. Yeah. And because she was terrified of snakes. She couldn't even look at them. I used to laugh at her. I'm like, this is so stupid. Yeah. And now I can't even talk. They fucking gross me out. There's no purpose to a snake. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Fuck snakes.
I agree.
So in any case, the largest known snake is the green anaconda. The average.
Wait, hold on. Can we stop? You think a snake is a cryptid? The fuck is going on here?
Bzz.
Okay.
Bzz.
All right. I'm just making sure you didn't misread the assignment.
Read. So the average length of a green anaconda is 18 feet, but they can get up to 27 to 32 feet.
Ugh.
And up to 550 pounds. That's a big fucking snake, and that's terrifying. And they can get up to about 12 inches in diameter.
Yeah.
That's terrifyingly huge. All right. Most snakes are a little over 3 feet in length. That's kind of a general, worldwide average snake is about 3 feet in length. Ball pythons, the females are about 4 to 4.5 feet. Those are probably the ones people know most.
The males, the ones they have in the house.
Yeah. The males are a little bit smaller at 3 to 3.5 feet, and they get up to about 20 pounds. So picture a green anaconda being 27 to 32 feet and 550 pounds.
Holy fuck.
The diameter of a ball python is about 6 inches, so about half the size of the big ones. However,
it's about the size of my snake.
You use guys' math to measure that, so I'm not threatened. So for well over a century, natives in the Amazon, which is where the anacondas are found, have reported snakes anywhere from 50 to 150 feet long.
Oh my God.
With weights of up to 5 tons.
5 tons. A ton is what, 2,000 pounds?
Yeah.
First of all, why don't they just fucking say that? Why did we have to make a ton? What's a ton? I don't know. Like 2,000 pounds. Like, just say it's fucking 2,000 pounds. Because now I got to do math. 5 times 2 is 10,000 pounds. Just say fucking steak is 10,000 pounds.
Well, you went to school for a reason. Now you know why.
Stupid.
It is stupid. What are you going to do? So, British explorer Percy Fawcett reportedly killed a 62-foot anaconda. But, of course, there's no proof. That's just a story.
Right.
But there's no sheddings. They haven't found any skins of these this big or photographic evidence. Maybe we'll get to that later.
That's not true. That's not true. J-Lo and Ice Cube.
That is true. They shot that whole movie.
Yeah,
with
that's actually a documentary.
stunt snake.
And John Voight.
Yeah, doing his best accent ever. Here and here. So they did find slide marks.
Skid marks?
Skid marks. Yeah, mine when I saw the fucking slide marks. They found slide marks from a snake that do support the existence of something very, very large. They found slide marks up to 6 feet wide, which suggests a snake as big as 60 feet.
Or it was a bunch of snakes in like a cloak, a coat.
Yeah.
Like next to each other, you know.
Like the kids trying to get in the movie theater in the trench coat.
Exactly.
Each other.
Like, they're like, we're going to fuck with
Maybe
these
it's like
humans to make them think there's huge snakes.
So these have been found in remote areas, and experts say they would be very, very difficult to hoax. Anacondas spend most of their time in water. A snake this big would likely have to spend most of its time in water as well to support its weight.
Right.
Just that bulk wouldn't be able to just be on land all the time, be difficult to move. So if it is hiding in the water, it's a good fucking place to hide in the Amazon. It's also so remote that kind of like the Mekele Mbembe that I did last week, that in such a remote area with such a low kind of population density, it's much easier for these things to hide.
Yeah.
Especially in the unexplored Amazon. Scientists consider a maximum of 45 feet is possible. However, upon finding the 6-foot trails, some have pushed it up to as high as 60 feet because that's what that trail suggests. So even if they're not getting that 150 feet long, picture a 60-foot snake. That's fucking. Picture how big a freaking ball python looks.
Right.
Dude, even if these things are getting like 6 feet, these things can get to 10 times the size of that. It's fucking terrifying.
That's disgusting.
So, yeah, that's pretty much all I want to say about snakes, because fuck snakes.
Yep.
But I do have.
I might. Have you seen the video of them? I believe it's in the Amazon, of people pulling a woman out of a snake.
Yes.
Holy fucking shit.
Yeah, I'm not going to pull up that video. That shit's not right.
A snake ate a person. That's fucking crazy. Yeah. And that was like a normal snake. You're talking about one that's fucking 60 feet long. What would it even eat?
Well, check out this one. This is a snake. This is not in the Amazon. This is in the Congo. What appears to be a 50-foot giant snake was spotted from a helicopter over Central Africa. Prior to this sighting in 1959, Remy van Lierde served as a colonel in the Belgian Air Force at the Kamina Air Base in Belgian-occupied Congo. In the Katanga region of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, returning from a mission by helicopter, he reported having seen an enormous snake as he flew over the forests. He described the snake as being close to 50 feet in length, with a 2-foot wide by 3-foot long triangular head.
What the fuck?
Which, if his estimations are accurate, would earn the creature the place among the largest snakes to have ever existed. So hold up, because there's actually footage.
Fuck that thing.
Yeah, no shit. You don't have to tell me.
I mean, it makes sense if you think about it, with fucking how big dinosaurs and shit were. By the way, that's something we can talk about at a later point, whether dinosaurs existed or not, because I am unsure.
Oh, well, good on you.
Yeah, it's a wild conspiracy, but
I don't know what browser this is. God damn, did I do it again?
Oops, you did it again. You suck at this.
Everything. Oh, here we go. So this is not a video. This is going to be a picture.
Okay.
So
I really don't want to look at it, to be honest with you.
No, it's fucking horrible. It's IK horrible.
So scared.
This thing is huge.
That doesn't look that big.
Bruh, they're in a helicopter
Oh yeah, I forgot that part. What the fuck?
in the air. And this thing is clearly visible, just like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm hanging out. Good to see you. Sorry, I was just scrolling down to see if there are any other pictures of it.
Fucking gross.
Yeah.
That thing's that's huge then. That's fucking huge. I wish we had more things in the background for scale. See what I did there?
Yeah. You're hilarious.
No, fuck that.
Oh, okay. Hold on. This might be it right here. Oh, I think I found it. I did find it. So, all right. Now I'm sharing that screen. Let me get out of this one. Stop screen. Present. Share screen. Ding a dong ding. Ding a dong ding. Oh, spooky. That is a big fucking snake.
Jesus. Titanoboa.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild.
Yeah. I hate everything snakes. Look at that thing. Jesus.
What,
Bro,
that just looks like a regular snake.
They're in a helicopter.
That color? The one in color?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
No. Get the fuck out of here. No. That's no. No. No.
Okay, I can't look at these anymore. Snakes suck. All snakes should die.
That one in color, that's a fucking they're in a helicopter?
Yeah, that's supposed to be that same thing.
What the fuck?
I mean, don't be afraid to call bullshit on it. I mean, they're cryptids. It's probably all bullshit.
I don't know. That's fucking ugh.
Yeah, that's too big.
Ick.
That's what she said.
Gross.
Not to me, but she said it.
Fucking disgusting. All right, can we fucking move on now?
Yes,
Fuck
you're
snakes.
clean that taste out of my mouth.
Fucking stupid. All right, get ready because we're gonna talk about skinwalkers. So I know I mentioned skinwalkers. I'll talk about the Wendigo. So I was like, hey, let's do this one. I said they're very different, but they're really not. I mean, they are very different, but the Wendigo and the skinwalker are similar.
Similar?
Similar, yeah.
Similar.
Yep, they're similar. Fucking hate
Did you
people
mean
say that.
similar?
Similar, yes, I did, but I did that on purpose.
Okay.
Because people, I fucking hate people who go supposedly.
Yeah, that's a whole other episode.
It's not supposedly. Supposedly. Supposedly, you're a fucking idiot.
Or supposedly.
Supposedly, fucking people. Oh God, I don't know what's happening to people nowadays. I'm getting to the age where I'm like, oh my God, we're getting dumber and dumber. It's absolutely ridiculous. And this is coming from someone who's fucking dumb.
I know.
Jesus. So the skinwalker. A skinwalker is a person or creature that has supernatural abilities and can transform into any type of animal they desire. It is a legend, like the Wendigo, of the Navajo Native American tribe, not the Algonquins. The Navajo are located in the Four Corner region, meaning Arizona, northern New Mexico, and southeastern Utah. Oh, fuck, I lost the sneeze. God damn it. Oh, God. I feel like I just got cucked.
Your mouth was open for it.
I wanted that 1/4 of an orgasm, and my body was like, ha ha. So in Navajo, the skinwalker is translated to Ye Naldlushi, which means by means of it, he/she/it walks around on 4 legs. They believed that the skinwalker was a witch that could manipulate its shape. They looked like humans more or less, but have beast-like features, including sharp claws and teeth, pointed ears, and fur. They look like a Native American man in color, which is how they appeared in early legends. It also said that for the most part, a skinwalker is a male. They will not. There are women skinwalkers, but there's nowhere near as much as males.
And those that there are don't get paid as much. I think they get paid what, like 30% less?
Yeah, but they can also do
male
push-ups
skinwalkers.
on their knees. So
That is true. That's true.
They are known to act very strange when they're in their human forms, appearing as though they are like uncomfortable in their own skin, or like they have a confused look on their face, like they don't belong. They just seem like awkward humans, they're almost like they're trying to impersonate being a human, but doing it poorly.
Like your D&D friends.
Listen, that's not a joke. It's a lifestyle. Okay. Legends. No, skinwalkers are mostly seen as the following animals: coyotes, wolves, fox, monkeys, eagles, owls, bears, cougars, or crows.
Oh my.
And and they are highly, highly elusive, so you probably won't see one coming if it's coming after you. Legend says that the skinwalker has the ability to steal a person's face.
I thought you said they were mostly men.
Yeah, they were.
Oh, how are they coming after me?
Like this.
That's what women usually do.
My God. Back to fucking cum jokes. Where they can steal a person's face, using it as their own.
Or is that a quad eat face?
Yeah, that's definitely
an inside family joke, people. It's an inside family joke.
Or they can infect a person's body, infusing themselves into it, and basically possessing it.
Like The Thing.
Yeah, kind of. Or like that fucking bug from Men in Black. Edgar, your skin's hanging off your bones. Is that better? It's kind of like that. Like that's
like
what
Edgar suit.
Sugar and water. Also, Vincent D'Onofrio's fucking great in that movie. Or what was I saying?
They can wear each other's skin.
Yes. Yeah.
Take over their body.
Hence, skinwalker. In order for them to transform into an animal, however, it is said that they need to wear the pelt of that animal. Of that animal. This is in order to access all the info that they need to transform properly. They also need to mentally observe the animal in detail. This is called imprinting. They only need to do it once for each animal that they want to be. There's no reason to re-imprint. Once they imprint, it's there. It's in their repertoire.
So hold up. So if they're imprinting a human, they've got to wear the flesh of a human.
Hence the name Skinwalker.
What the fuck?
Right.
And now if they do one human, they can impersonate any human?
That's a very good question.
Different than animal. Like a lot of animals, look alike. It's you can make a lot of jokes in there, but animal, a bear's a bear.
Well, that's probably why they look like awkward humans. If they're wearing the skin of a human, maybe it doesn't really match what they're supposedly trying to be.
Oh, supposedly. That's what you did there. Very nice.
Interesting fact: because of the skinwalkers wearing pelts, the Navajo considered it bad luck to wear the pelt of any animal. In fact, they only wore two kinds of skins: sheepskin and buckskin. However, these were only worn for ceremonial purposes. So
what do they do in the winter?
Them Navajo, they're in Arizona and Utah. They don't get winter over there.
Okay.
They're walking around butt ass naked all the fucking time, having their own snakes fucking hanging out.
Nice. Nice.
In modern times, the Skinwalker is known to be the work of aliens. They have become popular because of the odd paranormal activity that surrounds a property known as Skinwalker Ranch, which I want to do a whole fucking dive into eventually. Skinwalker Ranch is located in northeastern Utah, owned at one time by a man named Terry Sherman. 18 months after he bought the property, he sold it because of all the high strangeness that was going on. From crop circles to strange beasts, it's a hotbed of Skinwalker phenomenon. Terry Sherman is said to have seen a wolf that was 3 times the size of a normal wolf. He said he was able to shoot it 3 times, but to no avail. Nothing came of it. There's also been strange sightings on the patch of land that have been recorded for hundreds and hundreds of years. From these early Navajo legends to 1776, a Franciscan missionary, Sylvester Velez de Escalante, wrote about strange fireballs that moved above his campfire. Creatures have been spotted spying on teams of researchers, as they have since conducted numerous investigations of the property. I mean, there's a whole fucking show based around it. There have also been unexplained cattle mutilations. Odd thing, though, the cattle were bled dry without a drop of blood spilled. So it's now more of an alien phenomenon as opposed to an old Native American legend. So yeah, that's a skinwalker. Fucking weird shit is going on over there.
Spooky. Yeah, I hate skinwalkers.
Yeah. You see a lot of them in horror movies and shit. They're like they can mimic people's voices, kind of like the Wendigo can, to kind of like lure you in. There's actually a really, really cool skinwalker short film. Let me pull it up real quick.
While you're pulling that up, I want to segue a tiny bit here. You said a guy saw a wolf 3 times the size. I meant to bring this up last week, but on the eve of our cryptid inaugural episode, I was reading in the news that they have unextinctified the dire wolf. Did you read that?
Yes, I wanted to bring that up.
That's pretty wild.
They say mammoths by 2026.
Yeah, I think it's all bullshit. They say it's not really a dire wolf.
It's a gray wolf with manipulated genes,
right.
Which it's a different animal.
It's still pretty fucking cool.
It's a different fucking animal.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I also want one.
Ethics wise, I'm not too sure about it. We should not be playing God. I mean, not that I believe in God, whatever. Well, that's another topic for whatever. As soon as we start unextinctifying things, someone at work, I'm pretty sure it's Wilmer, who was like, "What are they going to do? Fucking bring back dinosaurs?" I was like, "Have they not watched Jurassic Park? How it doesn't fucking work?" Yeah. I mean, I know that's just a movie, but that's what's going to happen. They're fucking dinosaurs.
Yeah, but the good news is we as human beings will find a way to re-extinctify them.
Yeah, probably.
It's kind of what we do.
Yeah. So I'm going to share this quick. We don't have to watch it. It's a 22-minute thing, but it's called A Hollow Tree. Cool. It's very, very cool. It's basically a guy who's going out hunting and gets stalked by a skinwalker. Very, very creepy. Very, very cool. Highly, highly recommend checking it out.
All right. Do a quick brief thing.
Do what?
Do a quick brief thing. Can't sit here for 20 minutes. Watch the fucking thing.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to watch it.
Oh, you're just doing this.
Yeah, gotcha. I'm just giving it out for people to watch. It's very, 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 very cool. Maybe we'll watch it after this podcast. So yeah, that's the Skinwalker. Some cool shit.
Cool. Skinwalkers are cool. Not really. Kind of seem like dicks, like the Wendigo.
Yeah, they are.
Which brings me to our final and my personal favorite, and quite possibly my spirit animal.
Oh my God! Here we go.
Latin name: Lacrima corpus dissolvens, which means tear, body, dissolve.
Coming in a body.
Whatever you're into is fine, but no.
What was it again?
Lacrima corpus dissolvens.
Yeah, lacrima corpus. You cream a corpus.
Yes,
you're just fucking.
You got to get your head out of that, son. It means tear.
You said we weren't as funny, so I'm trying to be funny.
And dissolve, or as he is more commonly known, the squonk.
What?
The squonk dates back to the late 19th century and resides in the hemlock forest of Pennsylvania. You heard me right, Pennsylvania. The creature was first written about in the 1910 literary classic. It's not a literary classic. Nobody's ever heard of it, ever. In the 1910 book, Fearsome Creatures of the Lumberwoods with a Few Desert and Mountain Beasts by William T. Cox.
That title is way too long.
Yeah, let me finish. I should note that while it's reported to be quite a good movie, I have never seen The Assassination of Jesse James by the coward Robert Ford, simply for the fact that the title is way too fucking long. which is the same reason I will never read this fucking book. I'm always amazed that some people don't realize like how titles work.
Oh,
Like,
it's a Pennsylvania cryptid.
yeah, that's what I said. Remember?
No, I don't
Hemlock
remember.
Forest of Pennsylvania. I even said it slowly so you would understand.
I was too busy talking about creaming corpses.
Yeah, be a bit subtle. Leave some information for inside the book.
Yeah,
So
right.
The squonk is said to have
Kind of one of
loose
those where like the email is in the subject line. You know,
yeah, right? So the squonk is said to have loose, wrinkly skin that is covered in warts. He has webbing on the toes of his left foot, only his left foot, causing it to only be able to swim in circles.
This is the dumbest cryptid ever.
It gets better. I mean, or worse if you're a squonk. In fact, rumor has it that the water in the forest is littered with squonk corpses who have drowned after not being able to reach the shore. It's so sad. Why are you laughing? This is horrible.
It's just a picture of a bunch of fucking pig-like things, just like. The
squonk is ashamed of how ugly it is, so it hides and weeps constantly.
Oh,
It can be heard in the woods lamenting its own appearance.
oh, the squonk needs a hug.
The squonk only travels in twilight or dusk so that it will not catch a glimpse of its own reflection in a body of water.
Oh my god! All right, I just looked up this picture as you were saying.
Hold on, I got one to share.
No, I'm doing this right now. Look at that thing. It's so sad.
I got one too. Sometime around the year 1900, sometime around the year 1900, a man named J.P. Wentling caught a squonk by following a trail of tears and imitating the creature's weeping. He was able to successfully lure it under a hemlock tree, where he snatched it up in a bag. When he got home, he was shocked to find that all the bag contained was the liquid remains of the squonk. Apparently, when cornered or scared and escape seems impossible, the squonk has the ability to dissolve itself into a puddle of its own tears.
Oh my god.
The squonk does not have sex because who wants to have sex with an ugly fuck? Which makes my new saying, "You're so ugly, a squonk wouldn't fuck you." But every species needs to procreate, which the squonk apparently does through binary fission, meaning it literally splits itself in half. This guy's fucking cool. I know he's crying.
All right, now he's cool.
It's pretty fucking cool. So from Cox's book, the aforementioned fearsome creatures of the lumberwoods with a few desert mountain beasts. I literally copied and pasted that because I didn't want to type it twice. We're gonna have to break this in. We're gonna break. So I made a note. We're gonna have to break this into 2 episodes just for that title. In any case, according to the book, fearsome creatures. Just kidding, I'm not gonna say it again. The squonk is of a very retiring disposition, generally traveling about at twilight and dusk because of its malfitting skin, which is covered in warts and moles. It is always unhappy. Hunters are able to follow a squonk by its tear-stained trail, for the animal weeps constantly. Such a sad existence. I know how he feels.
I feel so bad.
Unfortunately, there is less evidence of the squonk than almost any other cryptid, and unicorns and mermaids seem more likely to exist. Still, I hold out hope that not only does this creature exist, but that it can someday find love, or at the very least, split in 2 and go fuck itself. In the sweetest way possible.
That's my new favorite thing.
I got a picture of it. This one's ready to go, so it shouldn't be hard for me to share it.
All right.
The squonk's the best, man.
Man, I just want to give this thing a hug. That's so.
Why is it not sharing?
Oh, I gotta add it.
No.
Oh, stop. I do. I just want to give this thing a hug.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
He's a good boy. He's a good little squonk. So now I want a squonk.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I'd totally have a pet squonk.
I wouldn't fucking touch it because I don't want to fucking touch that ugly warty thing. I'd put it in a corner and laugh at it.
Right?
Till it dissolved in its own tears.
Oh my god!
And then I just
that's
mop
so
it up.
horrible.
Bring it out into a bucket.
Jesus.
So that's cryptids.
Yeah,
There's a
a couple.
ton more. We didn't hit on any of the heavy hitters. There's a ton of secondary, and like they got A-list celebrities. You got D and Z-list cryptids.
Yeah.
But I did a couple of my favorites, or things that I just kind of wanted to learn more about, or things that kind of scared me and grossed me out, like the fucking snakes.
Yeah, fuck those things.
But we had fun with it. There's some that there's a little more evidence for, or you can make an argument for their existence, like the heavy hitters I mentioned at the beginning, the Yeti, Loch Ness Monster, Bigfoot. It's easy to dismiss a lot of these. And a lot of actually the people who study them too, the cryptozoologists, is kind of bullshit or bullshit artists, mostly because most of them are. But all good science starts with somebody saying, what is this? Where'd it come from? Is it real? Let's find out. And that being said, there's some cryptids that have since been proven to be real. So fuck you, doubters.
Yeah.
Fuck you, science. The following is largely quoted from an Indiana University article. The Komodo dragon. Respectable scientists laughed at the thought of giant lizards in Indonesia, but in 1910, W. Douglas Burden found proof and returned from the island with a few dead Komodo dragons and 2 live specimens. The platypus. The second governor of New South Wales, Captain John Hunter, sent a pelt and a sketch of a platypus to scientists of the European community in 1798, shortly after one was discovered. Zoologist, anatomist, ethologist, and physician Robert Knox was convinced it was a hoax and that the pelt was made by an Asian taxidermist. He even convinced botanist and zoologist George Shaw, who at the time believed the platypus could be real, but had his doubts, to take scissors to the pelt to find stitches. Several years later, after many expeditions, the platypus was proven to be real.
Jeez.
Here's one that you probably didn't know. The gorilla.
Really?
Most European explorers thought that gorillas were monster-like. The first attributed sighting of a gorilla by a non-African was made in the 5th century BC by Greek explorer Hanno. Most scientists today believe Hanno was describing either chimpanzees or baboons from his account. However, his interpreters called the creatures that he saw gorillae. Interesting, right? Another explorer, Andrew Battelle, recounted seeing human-like monsters visit his campfire every morning after he left for the day. Gorillas remained cryptids until 1847. When Thomas Savage,
what?
And I know, fucking
that's
right.
Like fairly recent.
I know.
I mean, obviously not, but like
it's older than me.
200 years.
Yeah. When Thomas Savage found gorilla bones in Liberia, he, alongside Harvard anatomist Jeffries Wyman, wrote a formal description of the new species, calling it gorilla. A decade later, anthropologist Paul Duchayu, hunted live gorillas in order to obtain specimens to be analyzed. One gorilla species, the mountain gorilla, stayed a cryptid until 1902, when German Captain Robert von Barine first identified one. Fucking gorillas.
That just goes to show you that there's so much shit out there that we don't know.
Yep.
I don't remember if I said it in the podcast, but we know more about space than we do our own fucking oceans.
Well, that brings me up to the last one that I have. And again, there's many more that have been proven real, but the giant squid. Many people still consider it to be a cryptid. Similar to most cryptids, which tend to live in habitats that are difficult for humans to find, giant squid live in the deep ocean. The first images of a giant squid were taken in 2004 by researchers in Japan. And in 2006, scientists from Japan's National Science Museum caught a live 24-foot female giant squid. Every few months, there's another news report of a dead giant squid washing ashore. Even though some people consider the giant squid to be a hoax, the scientific evidence says otherwise.
There could be anything out there. Like when you know, you think about old like pirate tales or something, or like explorer tales of them seeing weird shit in the waters, and like that's how legends start. But they probably fucking saw crazy shit. There were probably things in there that, you know, that it's so crazy. It's so wild.
Yeah.
So wild.
Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't go in the ocean. There's a scene from Castaway where he's on the raft. Another spoiler alert. Again, if you haven't seen the fucking movie, fuck you. You never planned on seeing it, so I'm not spoiling anything. But when he's on the raft going back home, yeah, he makes it home and he delivers the fucking package. Fuck all y'all.
Loses his wife.
Loses his wife and his fucking volleyball. So
yeah,
go fuck yourselves. Wilson's out in the fucking ocean somewhere. But in any case, there's a scene where he's on the raft and this huge fucking whale comes out of the water next to him. Peaceful as fuck, just sitting there in the water staring at him. scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
fuck out of me. Just the vastness of things is terrifying to me. The
I fucking
ocean,
hate the ocean,
the sky. Like, you ever been on a plane and you get high enough where if you look out, you can see the darkness.
Yeah.
Of like space, you can see it get dark, and I just, I realize how small we really are, and it terrifies me.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild.
But cool. So that is Cryptids.
That is Cryptids.
Well, one episode of Cryptids. I'm sure we'll revisit Cryptids several times in this podcast.
Oh, 100%.
In different capacities.
100%.
Sometimes deep dives into the bigger ones.
Yeah, like I said last time, we're still trying to get into the swing of like information and how we want to present stuff. So I think we might even revisit some of the ones we talked about. I definitely want to revisit the squonk because I think cute as fuck.
I want to go on a squonk hunt.
Oh, what does a squonk sound like? Oh my god, there's a festival called Squonkapalooza.
Oh yeah, fuck! I meant to bring that up. I'm sorry. Shit. I had that written down. Oh fuck me.
Yo, can we go to it?
Yeah. I definitely want to go to that. So, Squonkapalooza in Johnstown, Pennsylvania, in August. Happens every August. I had a date and I didn't write the date down, but yeah, that's a real thing. We should go.
August 2nd, 2025.
Oh, I think I'm around. We were supposed to be going away one of those weekends, but we just moved it. Oh, we should go.
Oh, 100%.
Honey, I've got to go for work.
Yeah. Oh, Squonkapalooza. Oh, I'm so down for this.
Yeah. And what does it sound like?
Yeah, it's just a fat guy crying like.
That's pretty good. You sound fat.
If I heard that in the middle of the night, I'd be like, "What's going on, bud? Huh,
little guy?
Who's crying out here?"
And then he comes out like,
you get scared and it just fucking melts.
You kick him back in the corner.
Oh my god. Jesus.
That's awesome.
All right. I think that's good. I think that's good. I think we're going to wrap it up.
That's good. Yeah. As always, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Give us a like, give us a share,
Mhm.
give us a comment. Let us know what you want to hear going forward.
Yeah.
And again, Jamie and Wilmer, I apologize. We will get to the Chupacabra.
Yep.
And we'll give you guys another shout out then.
Yeah.
In the meantime, good. You got anything else?
Oh yeah, I got a couple things. We are now on not only on Spotify and YouTube, we are on Amazon Music and we are on Apple Podcasts.
What we're actually trying to do is take our 40 listeners and split them among 4 different formats so that we're
correct
4 different platforms so that we have 10 per.
Correct. And for people looking us up, it is Two Good Christians with no spaces. Because if you type Two Good Christian into Spotify with spaces, it doesn't pop up. So it is Two Good Christians, no spaces, on all platforms. Also, there is a Facebook now. Again, same thing, Two Good Christians, no spaces. If you don't want to comment on the YouTube or whatever, that's probably going to be our main source where we talk with you guys. So post stuff in there. We can have discussion threads. Post topics that you want to hear about, and we are free to cover everything. I know we cover weird shit like cryptids. We want to do serial killers and aliens and stuff. If you have something that we think is cool, we will probably cover it. So yeah, use that. Use the comments.
I hope it's nothing sacred to you because we will make fun of it and rip
Yes,
it and
yes.
and just kind of do what we do.
I am putting out the disclosure right now. You telling us a topic is giving us written permission to do whatever the fuck we want with it. So be very, very careful.
Two Good Christians, no spaces. The only spaces are the dead space we often leave in this podcast and have to try to edit out later.
Correct. All right. I think that's going to be it. Before we end, the last thing, the outro song is also by Kai Blackwood and the Tokyo Death Squad.
Correct.
He is supplying the music for us, which we again greatly appreciate. So give it a listen. And
Little Piston, I believe.
yes, Little Piston. And we will chat with you guys next week.
Hug a squonk.
Hug a squonk. Oh, that's our first shirt.
That's my new outro. Hug
That's
a
our-
squonk.
Hug a squonk. All right. Bye, fuckers.
Peace out.